You can't manage what you don't measure. So measuring engagement is one of the first things you want to consider doing. What does it look like when you do measure it? Well, it looks like a bell curve. Not symmetrical like this, sadly, but it is essentially a bell curve. It just means that most of the population is huddled around the mean. So over here on the far left side of the bell curve, we have what we refer to as the actively disengaged. These are the employees that you have that quit, but they just haven't told you. They live on the dark side of the moon. They're the walking zombies in your organization. Every organization has them. It's typically 5 to 15% of your employees fall into this category. And they are the most dangerous people in your organization. They get really dangerous if they happen to be managers, because some of them are. As we get closer to the mean, we have the somewhat disengaged. This group can be anywhere typically from 30 to, from 25 to 35% of your employees in this category, maybe 40% in some cases. A lot more people in this area. As we get to the right of the mean, we have the somewhat engaged. Anywhere from 20 to 35% of your employees typically in this category. And then over on the far right, we have the actively engaged. And the actively engaged are the heart and soul of almost everything good that goes on in your culture. These are the people that are positive almost every day. They go above and beyond. They exceed expectations. And most of them are doing it because that's just the way they're hardwired. If you did more things in your organization to encourage more engagement, that group can grow considerably. But when you're not doing much, you're just basically getting those people you hire that happen to be there already. Now, I want to give you some characteristics of these four categories, and I'll start with the actively disengaged. The productivity, this is the global average for the actively disengaged. They're giving you about a half day's work for a full day's pay. So you're paying them 8 hours, they're typically giving you about 4. So their productivity multiplier is 0.5. Now, when we go to the somewhat disengaged, they're giving you 2 days' work for 3 days' pay. So their productivity multiplier is 0.66. The somewhat engaged, they're giving you a decent day's work for a decent day's pay. 1 for 1. Multiplier is just 1. We wish we had more of them. Sadly, it's typically less than a third of your employees are in that category. The actively engaged are giving you 1.5 days' work for 1 day's pay. And it's not because they're working 12 hours. They just get more done during the day than anyone else. So their productivity multiplier is 1.5.